us love chocolate because it has a chemical that makes us love it. It's abbreviated PEA, phenylethylamine or something like that, PEA. And it's a chemical that we get when we fall in love. And so, of course, when you eat chocolate, you naturally feel like, I'm in love and everything's wonderful in my life. And of course, when it's raw, that effect is enhanced even more. Cacao is also actually the highest antioxidant. So David Wolfe in his book rated cacao powder and cacao butter and goji berries and acai berries, which get all the rage lately about being a high antioxidant, and blueberries and black raspberries and like all different kinds of fruits, kiwi and mango and all this stuff. And top of the list for being an antioxidant for the amount of weight of the food is cacao powder, number one. Under that is cacao butter. And then under that, I think goji berries actually come before acai berry, and then blueberry. There might have been one more thing in there. Anyway, cacao powder, high antioxidant, which is great for all the free radicals that are roaming around in our lives. And it's also really high in magnesium, which is a mineral that a lot of us, especially in the United States, are missing because our soils are very depleted in magnesium. Magnesium is what helps you relax your muscles. So if you ever have any kind of muscle cramp, eat some raw chocolate. Or like an Epsom salts bath often helps muscle cramps because it's high in magnesium. So it's a great thing to have in a regular diet because you're filling your body back up with the nutrient that a lot of us are missing. If you put raw cacao powder with raw carob powder, that effect is enhanced even more because the carob, the calcium in the carob helps your body to assimilate the magnesium in the cacao. Magnesium helps your body assimilate the calcium in the carob. So raw cacao and raw carob go really well together, and then the flavors balance really nice. And I'll just mention real briefly, make sure it's raw carob because roasted carob does not taste the same. And again, once you start to cook something, the properties start to change and alter. Let's see what else. Also high in, I'll just read off this little list, iron, chromium, manganese, zinc. Zinc is really good for us. High in copper, vitamin C. It contains tryptophan, which is that chemical that we have in turkey. So after Thanksgiving, you're like, oh, so relaxed. There's tryptophan in the chocolate to help you feel really relaxed. It's also high in serotonin. So if you're ever having like a bout of depression or sadness, eat some raw chocolate. It'll rebuild the serotonin, which actually, serotonin is produced and lives more in your digestive tract than anywhere else in your body. So eating raw chocolate is going to help you have a better mood and balance your mood. And also high in fiber, which a fiber diet is really good. Raw food diets are really high in fiber, so that's helping you to process toxins out of your body and have regular movements, which is really great for your health. So I mentioned it has PEA, the love chemical, and it also has anandamide. I don't guarantee I'm saying these right. Anandamide, big long technical word, which is a chemical that makes you feel like you're in bliss. That state of open awareness, blissful state, anandamide. It does have a chemical called theobromine, and theobromine is similar to caffeine, but is not the same as caffeine. So as I mentioned, if you heat the raw cacao, it becomes a stimulant and it becomes caffeinated, but in its raw form, instead it has theobromine, which is a dilator. It helps open up all your fluid passages, which means that you're going to have more regular bowel movements, you're getting more nutrients into your cells and more oxygen into your blood. I learned this, theobromine is also antibacterial. I'm not sure how it does that, but somehow it's getting rid of the bad bacteria in your body. All right, so what to look for in raw cacao? You're going to see a lot of products out there that are saying, buy my raw cacao or buy mine. Look for raw, of course. Organic would be nice. And then you have to kind of give it a sniff test. It should smell, it's going to be a bitter because it's dark raw chocolate, but it should smell maybe a little bit sweet. Like it shouldn't smell like a rancid or a bad fermentation. The cacao that we get from David Faber, he says his is the best because he's made sure there isn't a lot of shell debris in it and it's fermented at the proper rate. I have no idea how you would know that. Just if you find a raw cacao and you like it, and if it starts to give you headaches or kind of detox symptoms, stop using it because it probably has a lot of shell debris in it. That's what's causing those reactions. It's not the raw chocolate itself. And best thing you can do is buy raw, buy organic, buy from a source that you really trust. So like David Wolf, I really trust. David Faber, I really trust because they're well known in the industry and they've done a lot of research to get a really good source channel. And it was really, it was designed by David Faber, the creator, to be a meal replacement and a core staple food. He chose raw cacao because cacao has all these great properties and it acts as a great carrier and it masks a lot of other flavors. So if you get into like the blue-green algae or the spirulina or the other greens that are great superfoods, when you add them to a chocolate drink, whether it's this or your own making, the chocolate will cover the flavor of the greens. So then all you taste is chocolate, which is always a good thing. Bliss kisses. So that's another great way of using raw chocolate, is to make your own little candies. And when you do it with cacao butter, then the candies don't have to be refrigerated. You refrigerate it to get it solidified, and then after that, they're good to go. So here's my little show and tell. This is a cacao bean. This is what it looks like before it's been processed. So this is, it's come out of the pod, it's been fermented and dehydrated, and now it looks like a nut. Pass that around. And then,
Can you eat it like that?
yeah, it's very bitter. So I wouldn't advise it. You can dip it in agave, and then you could eat it like that. And then that gets crushed. Gotta go in the right order into cacao nibs. So I'll open that up so you can kind of smell. So that gets crushed into cacao nibs. I don't use cacao nibs very often. They're very bitter. I mean, like that is very bitter. You can use them in a trail mix. More often, if I want something crunchy, like a crunchy topping, I'll put it on top of a dessert or put it inside of a chocolate candy. There are some recipes that call for cacao nibs, and I just haven't really used them all that much, but that's cacao nibs. And then the cacao bean gets separated. Sure. It gets separated into the cacao powder, so it doesn't have any oil in it anymore, which I don't have that open, but you can just kind of see that it's powdery, it's soft, and then the other half of that is cacao butter, which is hard. So at room temperature, it stays hard. And so that's all the oils that came from the cacao bean. The cacao butter is great to use when you're making a chocolate candy. You can melt it, mix in your own cacao powder and whatever other ingredients you want to put in there. So that recipe, we use the tocotrienols to make it a little more milk chocolatey, and you can put in like some cinnamon or some orange or different superfoods. You can put in the green powders, so like the blue-green algae powder. We have a vitamin green powder that has a mix of all different kinds of greens, and you won't taste it. You could put in the cacao nibs for kind of a crunchy taste, or chia seeds for a crunchy taste in the chocolate candy.